We have wide receiver Preston Fox. We'll start with Greg Hunter.
So, Preston, just start with your story and your ascension from, walk-on to scholarship and now obviously major role player. Give us a little bit of your background as it began.
So, growing up here, it's been pretty cool. Starting from Morgantown, it's been a hard journey, but I mean, it's always going to be hard as a walk-on. I've really worked really hard, and being a huge role player now in the game, it's big time. I would just say big time. Like a lot of it was hard work coming in here, and then now they can just plug me in at any spot, and I do my thing.
Were you bummed that you didn't get offers out of Morgantown High? And when you got here, how long did it take you to sort of realize you could contribute at this level?
I mean, coming in here, I was definitely bummed that I didn't have any offers, but I mean, a lot of players, they don't get chances like that and are very overlooked. And being from Morgantown, a lot of players are definitely overlooked, but I got my chance and I took it. Coming in here, it was hard, but I made it work, and the opportunities I got, I overcame them and did good with that. And I thought I was able to play here right when I first got here, just from making plays.
Was there a moment you said right away? Was there something in practice, a play you made, or something, strength room work that you realized you weren't any different than anybody else?
I mean, I had to definitely get stronger and get bigger. That was kind of hard for me, but I would say throughout the whole time growing here, I made a lot of plays in practice, and that made me a lot better player and showed that I can play at this level.
Preston, can you tell us about the catch you made early Saturday? I think it was the first touchdown drive on third down where, you're basically on your back catching the ball.
So I was, we motioned over, and it was man coverage, and I made an in cut to go in on him, used my hands, and he kind of grabbed the back of my pads, and I slowly started to fall down. And as I was falling down, I saw the ball coming, and I just turned and jumped and caught it. And it was a big play, and that's what we needed to score. So.
Do you ever get an easy catch?
Usually I put myself in positions to make hard catches, but yeah, so I definitely get some easy catches sometimes.
It seems like you're landing on your head every time.
I know.
Well, to Bob's point, sometimes there isn't a lot of separation, so you have to make those congested catches, right? Is that something you go in thinking, you're not a 4-2 guy,
yeah.
So you have to think that way and know that when you go into a game, I'm going to take a hit. I've got to brace myself and be ready for that.
Yeah, always. I mean, I've always had really good hands, so I use that. I'm kind of quick, I would say. I'm not a fast guy at all, but just a little separation is all I need, and I can get the ball in my hands.
You're not a walk-on anymore, I understand that, but it sounds like when you were climbing the ladder, you put yourself into just a bunch of different roles as you could, learning every position, catching punts. Do walk-ons have to do more than a regular receiver or a regular defensive back?
Yeah, I would say as a walk-on, you really got to put yourself in positions to get any playing time. Through punt return, that helped me get on the field first. And special teams is the main key. If you want to get on the field, you play special teams. And that made my way into receiver and learning all the positions. It really got me to a point where I can play anywhere, and they can just plug me into any spot, and I can be in the game.
Punt returner could be a scary position. No fear for you? What are your thoughts when ball's in the air, people are coming down on you?
Honestly, I don't have any thoughts when I go out there. It's just straight up confidence. You got to have confidence to be a punt returner. People are running at you, yelling in your face, and you got to focus on the ball as you're looking up. And I would just say it's straight up confidence.
I mean, there's this amount of courage that goes involved in that too. When people are flying at you, sometimes your own guys. How do you deal with that?
Honestly, you just deal with it like you have to. I mean, it's a hard position to play, and you just gotta just deal with, like, it's hard. Like, it's a lot of courage for sure.
Yeah.
You've now added kick returner to it as well. A whole different skill set. I mean, people say returner, but
Yeah.
seemingly they'd be different.
It's definitely a different skill set. I mean, it's a lot easier to catch the ball, and you have more time to make a move. At punt returner, you're just like, right when you catch it, you got to hurry up and make a move. At kick return, you can see the field open up, and I feel like I do pretty good at kick return too, because I can see the field and hit the hole really well.
Can you take us through what went wrong on the one punt on Saturday?
Okay, so I'm looking up, and all of a sudden, I see my guy get pushed into me. I mean, that stuff happens all the time. It happened in an NFL game the other day. Can't blame anybody for that. Stuff happens. Like, people mess up. You just got to keep moving forward. It was a big point in the game, so.
What's the fix for that? I mean, how do you guys, or is it just one of those things like it just happens sometimes?
It does just happen. The key point, I would say, is just to look at the returner and see where he's at. I mean, he was focused on blocking for me, so I understand where he's coming from. So, but it happens.
Did you say anything to him or after the incident?
No, there's no reason to say anything to him. He's going through it himself, so just keep him positive, keep him upbeat. You know what I mean?
Can you explain the improvement as a punt returner from last year to this year for you? I mean, you very seldom get to practice punt returns. I mean, with someone trying to tackle you.
So we get a lot of reps in practice at it. I catch a ton of punts in practice, right before practice, after practice. I would say it's mainly confidence, like I was talking about earlier. I just go out there, and when the ball's like up in the air, I just think, get it and go. You know what I mean? But there was a big difference from last year to this year. I'm getting a lot more chances to run the ball and get it and go. But I didn't have as much confidence as I do this year.
I guess you're looking for that one breakaway.
Yeah, definitely.
Level of, I guess, frustration with the team. I mean, you lose a Hail Mary pass the week prior. You have a 24-20 lead going into the fourth quarter, and a game after that. Where is the frustration level with the team, you think, right now?
I mean, it's very frustrating seeing all this happen, but we're a good football team. We just need to be compatible offense and defensive-wise. Defense makes a stop. We got to go down and score on offense. That's just how it needs to be.
Life for a Morgantown kid different on this team than, other guys who are from all over, you, Nick, other guys. I mean, you're 5 minutes from home, 10 minutes from home, whatever. Is it different?
Life is definitely different. I would say I get to see my family like 2 or 3 times a week, and it's all the other guys struggle with that. They don't get to see their family as much. I would say it's a big mental thing. Being able to see my family, it's good. Like, it's hard not seeing your family and people being away from their family. That's terrible for them. It sucks, but I really like it. So.
You said when you got here you were ready to play, that you could have played when you got here. How frustrating was it to have to be that far down on the totem pole and know in your heart that you were better than that? I
mean, it's really frustrating, but in those moments you just need to know that, like, adversity hits and things happen. You know what I mean? You just got to keep pushing forward and, like, keep working hard, because you're going to get your chance at some point. So.
Did you ever get despondent?
What was that?
Did you ever get despondent or down?
Yeah, I got down a lot on myself, and but honestly, I just kept working hard. My dad really pushed me to be the best guy I can be and hardest worker, so that's what I did.
What's the team got to do to turn it around this weekend against Central Florida?
I would say be more compatible with each other, offense and defensive wise. Like I said earlier, for sure.
So this is going back a couple months, but how did you feel when Coach Marshall called you a Honda Accord, I think it was? I mean, that, You probably want to be a Ferrari or something.
No, honestly, I'm kind of cool with being a Honda Accord. You know, just catch the ball and get yards. You know what I mean?
What was it like when they announced you were getting a scholarship? What was that moment like?
Man, that was probably one of the best feelings in the world. Seeing my family walk in, I just knew that was the moment. And he gave me the scholarship, and I just almost had tears come out of my eyes. That was the best feeling ever.
What was that? 'Cause that was the same day. Nick last week mentioned you guys have been teammates forever, and Nick won the walk-on award that day too. So I mean, what was that like for you guys?
I mean, it's a cool feeling. You see everybody from high school congratulating you, and you just know you finally made it happen. You know what I mean? Everything you came here and worked for.
Did your journey, did your journey, because of what you went through, also give you a different perspective in light, even to appreciate what happened with Hudson earlier this season, his big game, and then he gets a scholarship?
I mean, it's always a great feeling seeing another walk-on get a scholarship. It makes me so happy seeing that. Him going through that, like, I'm really proud of him because he worked his butt off and he went through the same stuff that I did, and he just kept pushing, and he finally got his opportunity, and he made it happen.
So you and Nick both Evansdale Tigers, right? Mm-hmm. So Suncrest Seals.
Yep.
So you walk through that. I mean, when did you first have I mean, it's a dream initially. You're 10, I assume.
Yeah.
So you're over there practicing. Mm-hmm. What was that like? Did you look here and say, I could do it? And was it just a kid's dream at that point?
It was never really a thought that I could do it until my senior year, and I got that offer to be a preferred walk-on. But growing up, I've always wanted to come here. This is my home. It's a great team to be here and play for. But yeah, me and Nick, we definitely have always had the same dreams, and we both made it happen. So.
I asked Nick this, do you remember your first game here at the stadium when you came? How old were you?
Man, I was probably like 8, maybe even younger than that.
Yeah, Nick said he was a baby.
Yeah,
so.
I might have been here. My parents probably brought me here, so.
You got the prediction for the Mohawk Bowl this week?
We're winning, of course. MHS, definitely.
Anything else for Preston? Thank you, sir.
Perfect.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.